Alright, so now let's solve the uh, fifth one, which is search student by ID. So we can say define uh, search student, and this method will search a student. Alright, the first thing we need to do is we always have to open, right? We open the file, can open the file, and then we can ask the user to enter the ID of the student. We have done it here in this one, which was the when we were adding. So we can just copy this part and go to our search with student and say ID input, please enter the student ID, and they give us this ID. Okay, now what we need to do is we have to of course go through this process, okay, of um, looping through, and we will say while true we read the ID, the name and the grade of the student. If they are not empty, then we can now compare if this ID they gave us is the same as this ID that we read. Okay, so we can just write a simple if statement by saying actually you need to be careful here. This is the search underscore ID now, and then this is the ID that we read from the. So you can say if ID equals to search uh, search ID. Okay, we have found the student, right? So we need to just return. We can return the name of the student. So in here they said search for a student by ID, and this function asks the users to enter an integer number representing the student ID in search format. And the file, if it is found, it displays student name and grade. Otherwise, prints no, and with that ID. Okay. All right. So we can say return here, and we can return a nice string which says the name. Okay. We can put a plus sign, and we can put a plus. Let's put maybe like this, space, name, and uh, then you can put plus a string of or name and then grade. Okay, so it will say name maybe Ali. If it finds that student, the student you are looking for, if he is Ali, you will say Ali, and grade is 100, something like that. So it will return something like this from the while loop. Okay, now if the while loop finishes, which means now we are here and we never found anybody, then we can return student with ID, student with ID, and then we can put a plus sign and put the search ID and say plus not found. Okay, so this is what we will return. The student with ID blah blah not found. Otherwise it will say the name and the grade. Okay, now we can call this method in our, of course, choice number 6, which is here. Okay, so we can put comma or just put this method, call it here. Okay, and let's just print searching student. Maybe put a new line here, and that's it. Now let's try to run our application. We have this. Let's first of all display all the students. We have these 3 students. Let's search for this student with ID 1002, which is Muhammad, and we can put number 5. They will ask for ID 1005, and okay, let's see what we have done here. Okay, here, this is what I mean. Actually we don't need to search by int, because when I read, I'm reading a string, and here I'm also comparing against a string, so no need to write that integer. Okay, there, and then we can run the Python code. Okay, now let's do it again. Display 2. We have the students. Now let's search for a student with ID 1002, and you can see here student 1002, name of search 5 1002. They could not find the student 1002. Let's try to put 3. Average is good too, but searching is not working. Why is that? Number 5 and 1002. Student with ID 1002 is not found. If ID equals to search ID, I know why this is not working, because of the strip. So let's strip both of them, okay, and compare them. Okay, let's run it again, and we put 5 1002, and now it found Muhammad 99. Okay, so it did find now Muhammad 99, and we could also put here the stripping, the strip, to remove the new line so they show up in the same line. Okay, and that's it. So it was working, but the only thing is that we were not stripping before comparing this two values. Okay, so or maybe change both of them to an integer before comparing them. So 1003, there you go, you have the Josh. Alright, thank you very much, and inshallah see you in the next one. So here also dot strip and dot strip, run 5103. There you go. So now they are in the same line, Josh 100. Okay. In the next one, we will solve the how many students we have, the delete, and the update. I'll show you also the update today, so you can see the update. All right, as a bonus.